So I probably should have started this recording before, but I'm starting to work through Conquest. I'm actually playing the easy mode Conquest simply because I find Conquest to be obnoxious to play through, and I'm not really chasing any Conquest characters right now. That's something that I'm going to worry about at a later point in time when I have a stronger account. So I'm just going to be running through easy to get the Conquest key cards. That way I can use them to buy Razor Crest shards, maybe cat shards. I don't know, maybe Maul shards will even be available this time, even though I haven't gotten any Maul shards yet. So probably keep going towards Razor Crest shards, honestly. And just get the rewards that come with Conquest. Probably not going to buy the season pass. I've never bought the Conquest season pass, and I don't see myself doing it this time, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I am just focusing on knocking out some of the feats right now. I did not realize that Cad Bane was a support, so I actually am not going to be using him just yet for this. But I mean, it's the first round of easy. I don't think that I have to worry about dropping any characters with this team. So, just nice, simple, straightforward attacks. Nothing really too crazy. Just wanted to make another video, thought about it, and I was like, hey, if I'm going to start making these videos, I should probably make videos of me doing all of the Galaxy of Heroes content that I do, not just my GAC battles. So if anybody actually wants to watch this, then cool for you. If you don't want to watch it, then honestly, I don't blame you. This is not going to be very exciting stuff. I guess I could take this time that I have here to make sure that everybody knows, if there is anything you want to see from me, any new games that you might want to see me play or anything like that, you can absolutely feel free to let me know that. And if the game looks interesting, maybe I will do a whole what it's like as a new character in these games sort of thing for each one of those games that you guys want to see me play. I'm really glad that these guys are so underleveled, otherwise that bam birds might actually hurt. But just gonna keep on chugging through, going after the feats that are in the areas, as well as the actual overall Conquest feats. Just keep grabbing my cards. What do we get this time? So I don't really like these volatile accelerator ones. Like, I get it. I get the whole point of it. You put damage over time on them, and then you make the damage over times go off faster. But honestly, it doesn't feel worth it to feed turn meter to the enemy team. At the start of the battle, strongest ally gains marked, takes 30% less damage as long as the marked ally is alive. Whenever an ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, I like that one. Honestly, I like the Amplify Agony and the Unstable Decelerator ones. Those both seem good to me. But I did also already grab the one that gives them a Thermal Detonator for taking debuffs. So Unstable Decelerator really probably just works against me for that. Again, it's easy. I might just be overthinking it, but I guess I'll just do the max health damage one. It seems more widely applicable to me for later on down the road when I'm in the ends of the easy, when I might actually start having a character die. If I'm not using an overpowered team, like say I'm chasing after an area feat or something like that. And then once I finish burning through my Conquest energy, I will move over and do the account breakdown, assuming my phone battery doesn't die by that point. Really, you couldn't have gotten your attack out of turn? It's really kind of frustrating because I do want to get my kills with Boba Fett and Jango Fett earlier rather than later. Alright, cool. I mean, there's not much of a difference for me between using Dengar and Cad Bane. Personally, I just prefer to use Cad Bane because I like his extremely consistent stun. But, you know, Dengar also has a very consistent stun. I find the accuracy down that comes with Cad Bane to be a little more enticing as well, instead of Dengar's kind of lackluster kit that doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, wait, actually, I shouldn't be making noises like that. That is somebody else's music. Please don't copyright strike me. I can't afford it. Not that I make any money on these videos anyway. Or not that I really expect to at any point in time, anytime soon. Yeah, there's that second attack. You know, I've read their kits, and I don't remember the kits that well. I don't know why Boba Fett doesn't seem to really ever do his second attack, but Cad Bane always seems to do his. Maybe I could just read their kits real quick again before this next fight. You guys want to do a little bit of ASMR, throaty, kind of, raspy voice reading of kits and such? Yeah, I think you do. I know I definitely do. My God. Let's see, what does this say? 65% chance to attack again. I feel like I always get that 65% chance. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. See, there it is again. IG88. I don't have any mods, I think, on IG88. I don't even know if I have mods on Cad Bane, to be honest. I guess that's why. I guess Cad Bane does have a higher chance to attack again than Boba Fett does. Oh, just straight up miss. Just a straight up miss, bro. What was that? I actually did almost lose a character there. I would be pretty upset if I lost a character first thing at the beginning here. Maybe I'll switch out IG88 with Dengar just because Dengar, I think, is a little healthier than IG88 is at this point, and also Dengar has the ability to go under stealth, so I don't have to be as worried about him getting singled out. And as I say that, he just gets nailed with a buff immunity right at the very beginning. Ability blocks? I got an ability block on Thrawn, and that was really the only one that mattered. Good Lord, man. I think it's ridiculous that I would need to use the taunt at this point, but hey, you gotta taunt, you gotta taunt. You know what I'm saying? Give me a stun. Oh no, here comes the pain. Kill him. Or don't. I forget, I get so used to fighting against Relic 7 Darth Vaders and 3 Zetas on him, and really these really strong teams that Darth Vader absolutely punishes me if I make even the slightest of misplays. That I forget that a level 55 blue gear Darth Vader without any Zetas probably isn't something that I need to be too worried about. However, I do know for a fact that this team, this Tuscans with BAM, I don't know what they put in the water over there, but that team is some shit. So we're going to come over here and we're going to use a full team of scoundrels because I can. And I'm pretty sure that there's a feat for it. And I'm just going to bring in way more firepower than necessary. Because I don't want to deal with it. Plain and simple. Get ratioed. I suppose I should say in advance that if somebody listening to these videos finds something that I say to be upsetting in some way, no, maybe it's not necessarily in advance because I've already said it. But if you are butthurt about something that I say, I apologize. And if you let me know in the comments, well, I will try to refrain from making such comments again. How do I bring this screen recording thing back? Oh, well, I guess it's gone forever. Okay. Well, let's work on this account breakdown since we burned through all of that energy. Clear out some of these. All right, so account breakdown. So you'll see I have my bookmarks here. I have Jedi Knight Anakin bookmarked because I'm working on bringing him up to gear 13 right now. That is because my guild has a guild goal set right now for everybody to get a Relic 5 Padme team in preparation for when we start doing the Challenge Rancor raid. Personally, I don't know much about the Challenge Rancor raid, but they said that a Relic 5 Padme team is a good team to bring in for it. I know you have to be Relic 5 for the character to go into it, so I get that much. I just don't know what makes a Padme team good for the Challenge Rancor raid versus any other team, but I also don't really understand how the Historic Sith raid works either, and I'm really bad at it. So I usually just take my prizes and go. But I'm only working on raising each member of the Padme team to gear 13 right now. I'm not worried about the Relic 5 until after I unlock SLKR, which is because I don't want to use up the Relic mats that I've been saving to raise other characters when I could get myself a GL. And honestly, I feel like, a Relic 7 SLKR is going to be more worthwhile than a Relic 5 Padme team anyway for the Challenge Rancor raid. Probably. I hope I'm right. As far as the journey guide goes, you can see I meet basically every requirement as far as the characters go. The only one I don't meet, obviously, is the finalizer, because that event is stupid. And as far as the finalizer goes, I am at 55 out of 65 on the 4-star finalizer. So next time the event comes around, I'll be able to get my 5-star, and then I'll be able to begin farming for SLKR shards. Let's look at somebody who needs a Zeta still. I have been saving up some Zetas and Omegas for the last few weeks. Should have started saving on them sooner, but honestly, meeting the tune requirements for SLKR snuck up on me. I one day was like, you know what? I'm just going to spend $50 on this game real quick because I'm in a situation where I'm fortunate enough to be able to do so. And the next thing I knew after spending that, I'd gotten Veteran Smuggler Han Solo to Gear 13. And so I just busted out the equipments I needed to get the mats to raise Emperor Palpatine up to Relic 7, took Veteran Smuggler Han Solo to Relic 3, and now here I am. So I am not using any Omegas or Zetas right now because I'm trying to save them up for SLKR. I would absolutely love to use some of my Zeta mats because I have a few teams that I would like to make much stronger. I would love to give Emperor Palpatine his leader Zeta, and I would love to... Where is he? I would love to give General Grievous his Zetas as well. But I don't even have mods on Grievous yet, so... Yeah, that might be why he got busted down so easily in Grand Arena, actually. It did not occur to me that I didn't have any mods on him. Because I'm pretty sure that all of my other ones have mods on them. Droidica, B2, B1, IG. Yep. Well, dang. I'll worry about that another time. I don't even have good mods on those guys, so we'll worry about that another time. 3PO and Chewie and Wicket are bookmarked because I'm farming their hard nodes for the dailies, and because I'm also working towards having a strong CLS squad, which I need to give him his Zetas as well and gear him up a decent amount, but I really just unlocked CLS a while back and didn't do much with him. I was only actually going to unlock him because I wanted him for my Jedi Knight Revan squad, and then when I unlocked him and found out that he wasn't a Jedi character, kind of tossed him to the side and didn't care about him anymore after that. But I would like to build him up. I know CLS is a very strong squad. Mara Jade, I'm actually kind of doing as like a off to the side whenever I casually gain her gear pieces. I just slap them on her because she's good. She's a good character, even at 3 stars. She is going to be good for territory wars in my guild because we go up against a lot of Geos. Everybody has Geos nowadays, and I don't have a lot of Geo counters, and I think that if I had Mara Jade at gear 10 or 11 with all of her Omegas and her Zeta, that would, I guess she doesn't have a Zeta, does she? No, I don't think she actually does have a Zeta, but if I had her at, gear 11, with a decent mod set on her, then those Geo counters would be something that I could do using Emperor Palpatine. And that would make my life easier and the guild's life easier for the territory wars. Wat Tambor, I don't think you really need to explain why he's bookmarked. Wat Tambor is a great character. I would love to take him to gear 11 and give him all of his ability maxes as well. Give him some good mods, just that way. I can plug and play him in Grand Arena and just make my teams that much stronger because of it. Um, breakdown, I guess, as far as going into a further breakdown goes, so I bought the hyperdrive bundle on this account a while back, and then honestly just kind of got bored with the game, and then came back to it. Didn't really know what I was doing, wasn't focusing on anything specific, and I kind of suffered for that for a while because, I mean, GACs just got harder because I had this bloated roster that was making my life so much more difficult. And so I focused in. I looked at what I had. I looked at what the legendaries were. And I decided that because the Hyperdrive bundle gave me a 5-star Basilisk Han straight out the beginning, I should go for Jedi Knight Revan. So I started farming. I went and I unlocked Jedi Knight Revan. I took him to gear 12. And then I used him in Squad Arena while I farmed the characters to go for Darth Revan. Got Darth Revan, took him to gear 12, took Basilisk Han Fallen and HK-47 to gear 12 along with him, and Canderous Ordo, actually. And that was all just to meet the requirements for doing the dark side path for Malak. I think, I also took Carthor Nassi to gear 11, or gear 12, I mean, just because I didn't want to put the Zetas on them. Their Zetas seemed kind of wasteful to me. However, Carthor Nassi's Zeta, I've actually been thinking lately, just for, GAC defenses and territory war battles, Carthor Nassi's Zeta might be good to put on him, just in the future at some point, to make the team stronger. But yeah, I got Darth Revan to gear 12, put a couple extra gear pieces on him, gave him his Zetas, obviously, and then I stopped working on him. I actually had really bad mods on him for a while. Not that my mods now are any better, but I did raise his speed up a lot when I switched my mods around the other day, which I'm hoping is going to make him a lot stronger. I just also really tanked his offensive abilities when I did that, because I had 4 or 5 6-dot mods on him with a full offense set, and I think I had a potency set on him to go with it to make sure those shocks really stuck, but the shocks weren't really sticking that much anyway. So, I decided that wasn't that worthwhile, and I just changed his mods out, made him faster, hoping that works out better for me. I went and I cleared Dark Side Darth Malak, and then proceeded to spend 2 months getting absolutely wrecked on Light Side Malak, before I finally just said screw it and took Jedi Knight Revan to gear 13 up to Relic 5, and then played RNG battles and prayed to RNGesus until I finally unlocked Darth Malak. Took him straight to gear 11 and gave him both Zetas that day, and then just spent almost a year building up gear or guild currency, working to get him to 7 stars, because I am extremely irresponsible, especially in this game, and I just would spend my currency to buy gear pieces and ship blueprints and things like that. And so it took me a long time to get Darth Malak to 7 stars, and I just took him to gear 12 the other day because I got him to 7 stars, and I said, hey, I've got more important things to focus on gearing up to try to get SLKR, so I just never actually bothered to take him to gear 12 after getting him to 7 stars. But the other day I said screw it, and I started focusing, and I got him up to gear 12. I got those last 2 gear pieces on him. Once I finished getting all of my character requirements for SLKR, I peeked over at the requirements for Sith Eternal Emperor, because I was wondering if maybe that was the next thing I wanted to do. Yep. And looked at the requirements. I was like, Jedi Knight Anakin, Darth Vader, I've got both of them built up a decent bit already. Decided to take Darth Vader to gear 12 because I know he's a great character. I know there are probably some people who are going to look at my roster and wonder, why the hell do I only have Darth Vader at gear 12 with only his Merciless Massacre Zeta? And to be honest with you, you're lucky I even have him at gear 12. I gave him his Merciless Massacre Zeta specifically just to clear the CLS mission. And I had him at like gear 10 when I did that. And then never went back to him after that. I got him to gear 11 just by sheer happenstance. I would, sit there farming and I'd end up with a gear piece for him. So I'd slap it on him. And then one day I realized, like, oh, I only need one gear piece to take him to 11. I got it pretty easily. Took him to gear 11 and then pretty much did the same thing until he was just about at gear 12. And then I said, screw it, and took him to gear 12 as well. Count Dooku and Asajj Ventress. Gear 12 with their Zeta. Asajj, obviously, it's her unique Zeta, not her leader. That's also part of a guild goal. That's for the Dark Side Geo Territory Battles mission, where you only use Count Dooku and Asajj Ventress. The droids, I actually had all of them up here for a little while in the bookmarks, and I was working on gearing them up for, you guessed it, Dark Side Geonosis Territory Battle. That one, though, I realized after a little bit of time that they all need the same exact gear, just like Geos did, and it just became such a pain to sit there and get like one gear piece a week on them. So I said, screw it. I'll put that one on the back burner and I'll focus on making my Padme team stronger first, because, we do well enough for a guild that just started doing Darkside GOTV, but meeting that requirement, that 16,500 power requirement on those tunes right now, is not going to make our guild do any better in the TV, so I'm waiting to do that. But that is my breakdown right now for where my account is at. Phoenix, I mean, I've got Hera and Ezra at gear 12 because with absolutely terrible mods on them. Like, these are 6-dot, and I don't know why. Like, that's a good mod. Maybe that's a bad example, but like, look at this. This isn't even a speed arrow. I did not understand how mods worked for a while and did not get like good mods or anything like that. So some of these characters just honestly have absolutely garbage mods on them. This guy, honestly, surprised to see that I have a speed arrow on him. I cannot believe that I managed to do that, but I bet you, yep, no speed on this, no speed on that, no speed on that, no speed on that, and there's no speed on that. So, I have really bad mods on these guys. I took them to gear 12 because I have bad luck with RNG in this game, and I just was getting real frustrated with the Thrawn event. So I took them to gear 12 just to make it easier to get through. The gear 12 Geonosians are part of a guild requirement that we had for a little while. We were really pushing to get a lot of people to have their Geonosians up to gear 12 for farming Watt Shards once we started doing Darkside Geonosis Territory Battles. Princess Leia has her Zeta, so that way I could get CLS. I just realized, honestly, I've been saying Darth Vader was for CLS this whole time, but Darth Vader was for R2-D2, which is for CLS. So I want to make that correction there. Stormtrooper Han. Honestly, I love Stormtrooper Han. I don't think this character gets enough recognition for how good he is. I don't know that I would give him his Zeta, maybe later on down the road, as like a off-meta GAC defensive team, Stormtrooper Han lead with some slow, powerful damage-dealing characters. I don't know, maybe like a Droideka or something like that, just to really fill its turn meter up faster. Zalbar and Mission Vow. These two, I love these characters. I really love using my Old Republic squad. I deeply, deeply regret giving, I think it's Mission Vow. Yeah, I regret giving Mission Vow her Zeta. That made the light side Malak battle so much more difficult. Zalbar Zeta, good. I love Zalbar Zeta. But Mission Vow Zeta made clearing Malak's mission so much more difficult because every time I would get that armor shred on Malak, Mission Vow would just hit him, crit him, and get feared, and it would just make my life more difficult. It took my DPS way down because of that. Bounty Hunters. Bounty Hunters are something that I would like to work on. At some point, I'm going to work them into my gearing schedule just because I need to get Chewbacca for a strong CLS squad. Bosk, honestly, Bosk needs to get taken to Gear 12 for my Houndstooth. My Houndstooth is not nearly as good as it could be, simply because my Bosk is only Gear 9. So the Houndstooth does not get its taunt back when it's wiped off of it. My Houndstooth is not as tanky as it should be. But again, that's something that I'm going to worry about at a later point in time when I'm actually focused on getting Chewbacca. For ships, I mean, I'm farming the Scimitar and the Gauntlet Starfighter because I had the Scimitar up to 6 stars, and I just want to finish it out. Gauntlet Starfighter is a good ship. It's one of the 3 ships that recovers protection when it enters. You know, I want to get the Gauntlet Starfighter up and running at a decent level, but I'm not going to worry about Gar Saxon and the Imperial Super Commando. I'm not going to worry about them until a later point in time when I'm actually using the Gauntlet Starfighter a lot, but that's why I am farming for those ships right now. And once I'm done with the Scimitar farm, I'm probably going to look and see if I have any Galactic Republic ships that I can farm blueprints for using ship energy, like this Anakin's ETA-2 Starfighter. Perfect. Because I am actually only 5 shards off from unlocking the Negotiator. All of those Malevolence shards you see there have actually all come from Galactic Chase events. I have not attempted to get any Malevolence shards on my own, but the Negotiator shards have all come from Guild 2 currency. So, you know, I'm about to unlock it anyway. I might as well start building up a good Galactic Republic fleet, because between having my Finalizer built up and a Negotiator built up, that's going to give me a lot of wiggle room in GAC, and it's going to help me a lot in territory wars and probably territory battles as well. So that is what I'm going for with those. Jumping over to squads, honestly, I'm probably just going to delete all of these out from all of these things, because I don't even know when the next 3v3 is coming, but by the time it comes, I'm going to have such a different roster than what I have right now. How do I delete this tab? I want to delete the tab. Let me delete this tab. No, you're awful. Well, that's pretty crappy. Yeah, I'm gonna just clear all these out right now, and then I will go back and I will create a new lineup of who I am looking for. All of these teams from the 5v5 defense that I'm deleting right now, these actually all came from me watching other content creators on YouTube and seeing what they recommended and seeing what they were doing with their teams. And I was like, you know, if I really wanted to beef up my GAC, I should copy what these guys are doing. But I'm realizing it's going to take me so long to actually have these teams at a good, strong point that it's not worth having them sitting in here right now. I would rather get my thing all cleaned up here so that way I can focus more clearly on what I'm doing. So let's look at our recommended here. Actually, better yet, before we do that, let's go over to our journey guide. Because once I finish getting SLKR, I want to finish getting the last few solo journeys that I don't have. So that's Jedi Training Ray, Beskar Armor Mandalorian. Starkiller will come at a later point in time. After they make the characters free to play farmable. And then you have Gas, Jedi Knight Luke, and the Executor. Executor, again, that's going to come much later down the road, obviously, but let's focus on Chewbacca first. What I'm missing for Chewbacca right now is good bounty hunters. I mean, I don't even meet the requirements to take him to 6 stars, even if I could clear the one to actually unlock him. So let's go back, and for Chewbacca, we'll set up our bounty hunter team that we want to work on, and we're going to keep in mind what we need for other farms as well. So actually, before we set up that squad, let's look at Beskar Armor Mandalorian. Beskar Armor Mandalorian is going to require me to have, obviously, the Mandalorian. And he's going to require me to have IG-11 at the beginning here. So, other characters, let's see, the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, Queel, Greef Karga, and the Mandalorian. So Greef Karga and the Mandalorian, we want to make sure that that's part of our Chewbacca farm squad that we build up. So, farming, create new squad, and bounty hunters. So we already have our 3 best bounty hunters, Bosk, Boba Fett, and Jango Fett. Bosk and Boba Fett, we want to gear up really badly because, they are pilots. Well, Jango Fett, he's a good character, but I don't need him for anything else right now. I already have Padme unlocked, so I don't care about him as a separatist. So, I believe IG-88, yes, IG-88 is the pilot for IG-2000. Well, IG-2000 is a ship we're going to need for unlocking the Millennium Falcon. So we're going to stick IG-88 here in our farm. Already have him at 7 stars. Already have him at gear 8. Just need to level him to 85, give him some decent mods, and gear him up a bit. Slap the Mandalorian and Greef Karga in here. Boom. We've got our Chewbacca farm squad. And that Chewbacca farm squad, remember, I got 3 pilots here that are all also, going to be required to unlock the Millennium Falcon. And who goes along with that? Well, we know Cad Bane does as part of the Xanadu Blood or Brood. I don't remember. Blood or Brood. Blood from Stone. Zelbuldar. Yeah, so sure, maybe I could switch out one of those 2 bounty hunters with Cad Bane, and I could gear up Cad Bane, but do I really need to take that one ship that much stronger to finish getting the Millennium Falcon? We'll see later on down the road when I get my ass handed to me over and over and over again while trying to unlock the Millennium Falcon. But I'm not worried about that right now. For now, we're going to look over at Jedi Training Ray. Well, we've already got BB-8 at 7 stars. Finn. Well, Finn is Finn. Ray Scavenger. I mean, the only reason I have these characters at 5 stars is because I bought the Hyperdrive bundle a while back. I've already got my Veteran Smuggler Han Solo, much stronger than he's ever going to need to be. But my Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca, nowhere near as strong as I'm gonna want him to be. So, really, it looks like we're worried about Finn, Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca, BB-8, and Scavenger Ray. Those are the characters that we're going to be putting into our farm squad here. Create new squad. We'll look over at the Resistance. BB-8, Finn, Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca, Scavenger Ray. And this is going to be our JTR farm. Next up is, let's see, we already have the 7-star Chimera. Can't do Starkiller just yet. So, Chewbacca. Well, we already discussed Chewbacca along with the Millennium Falcon, actually, so we're not worried about that. So, let's do Beskar Armor Mandalorian for the next one. So, I already know what my characters I'm going to need for that are. And those characters are kind of all over the place. But we're going to do Beskar Armor Mandalorian, or the Mandalorian and Grief Karga. We're going to do IG, whatever the number, 11? Sure, 11. And Cara Dune, which is a Rebel. All the way down at the bottom of my list. Confirm squad. This is our BAM squad. Okay, and for the last of this, I don't think I really have too much more to look at here. You know, I obviously am going to have a ton of characters that I'm going to need to do for Gas, and I'm going to need to do for Jedi Knight Luke, but those are going to be my kind of final farms before I move back into Galactic Legends territories. So, for C-3PO, I never can remember what the optimal team for C-3PO is. I know it's Logray. I know it's not the Scout. And I think you drop Tebow. Pretty sure you drop Tebow. You want Paplu, Wicket, Logray, Chirpa, and Elder, I think. So we're just going to assume that that's the case, and if you want to correct me on that, then I would appreciate it, and I will change the squad if that is the case. But for now, we're going to do Chief Chirpa, Wicket, Logray, Paplu, and Ewok Elder, and that's going to be our C-3PO squad. Because someday, I wish to be a real boy with a 7-star C-3PO. That is a terrible farm to work towards. I hate Ewoks. I hate going against Ewoks. I hate trying to farm and gear up Ewoks. Ewoks are just terrible. I hate Ewoks. I don't know why I hate Ewoks so much, but I do. Gas. I didn't realize that they split that into 2 separate things. What even is this? Is this just like a little thing that they do? I don't really know much about the Gas event. So I can't really bookmark anything for this, obviously, because, well, you can't make ship squads yet. So let's look at the next one. Shock T and C3PO. Oh, actually, I'm working on gearing up the Padme team anyway, so I don't think I'm going to bother adding them to the farm, but Shock T and C3PO. Wow, that is a thing, isn't it? Shock T is going to be kind of frustrating to farm. C3PO, I'm just going to kind of get naturally because, well, I'm already working towards farming him, and then once I do get him, I'm going to gear him up to make a strong CLS squad anyway. But Shock T, you can only really get her from those high up ship battles. That's the only place she's farmable, is from a high ship node. Which, I didn't think I had it at 3 stars yet. Well, when it comes time to start farming her, maybe she won't be that bad. I guess I do already have it at 3 stars. I should really also probably work to finish clearing this out. I might be able to do it at this point. I don't know if I can 3-star it all, but I could probably actually finish those missions and just get the free Zetas that come with them at the very least. So that would be really nice. That would be really cool to do. Just so that I could basically say I was done with it. But gas, I'm also aware, has more requirements than just this. Gas is going to require me to gear up my separatists a lot. And honestly, this kind of sucks too, just because Asajj Ventress' leader doesn't help these other characters at all. But, you gotta do what you gotta do for the gas money. And I do want to get gas someday. And I am actually going to start saving my guild currency now, so that way it's not quite as awful as it was with Malak when I go to do that. Because when I get gas, I would like to have him at 7 stars sooner rather than later. Droideka, B2, B1, and Magna Guard. And this is gas farm. 2 electric boogaloo. Oh. Well, gas farm 2. And my phone battery's getting low now, just like I thought it would. Well, we're almost done, though. We're almost done. Now, if I remember correctly, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So, yep, he requires Wampa, so that's also going to eat through guild currency, which is why I need to start saving. I've got CLS, but good lord is he weak compared to where it wants him to be. I have my 4-star Rolo, and my guild is fortunately still doing light side Hoth, so I'm still getting shards for her, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing light side Hoth, so that guild 2 currency might start getting diverted away from the negotiator and put towards Rolo. And then, what do I need to go along with her? Chewbacca? Yep. Captain Han Solo. I don't even know how to get his shards. And C3PO. Okay, so Wampa, Rolo, Chewbacca, Captain Han, C3PO. Oof. That is just awful. Absolutely awful. And then it's not even like a really good way to look for Wampa, because he's just literally just a dark side and an attacker. That's it. That's all he is. Like, why? I don't know what other tags you could give him, but give him other tags. Make him easier to locate. He's a very popular character from what I can tell. a lot of people do actually use him. But, yep. Working on this. Now, let's go back to the journey guide, because, as you know, this is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's not just as simple as getting 5 characters to unlock Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is basically a galactic legend as far as a farm goes in his own right. For this, again, I mean, I can't do anything about this as far as marking this goes. I can just work to make him, make my fleet stronger, which is something that will come with time. Hermit Yoda, look, another character that requires me to use my guild shop currency. And Lando Calrissian, a character for me to gear up. Well, at least there aren't as many characters as I thought for this. Lando Calrissian and Hermit Yoda. Rebels. Honestly, the only reason I even have a 7-star Lando Calrissian is because my guild needed somebody to get a Lando Calrissian to 7 stars for territory battles, and I think mine was already at 6 stars, so I said I would just stop farming whatever I was farming in the cantina for a little while and get it to 7 stars. That way we could be that much better in the Hoth territory battle. And Hermit Yoda. These farms are going to take a long time. For a while, for I'd say a couple weeks probably, I was looking at where I was at and how soon I would be getting Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and I was thinking to myself, by like June or July, if I wanted to, I could have both Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Sith Eternal Emperor. At least I thought I could, if I pushed it. But then I thought about it some more, and it was like, well, why would I do that when I don't have any of these other legendary characters yet? And honestly, I'm really not as close as I was thinking to the Sith Eternal Emperor. I don't have Piet at 7 stars yet. I haven't even unlocked Director Krennic or the Sith Marauder. I wasn't as close to Sith Eternal Emperor as I was thinking, but I still think it's doable within the next year for me to get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and the Sith Eternal Emperor. Not if I do this farm. Not if I go for every legendary. But I think that going for every legendary at this point, after I get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, is a much more sustainable idea that's going to make me stronger in the long run. Because, yeah, if I have 2 GLs, I have 2 GLs. I can put 1 on defense, 1 on offense in every grand arena, and then, know that I have a nice solid defense. But having a wider roster, I think, is going to be more beneficial for me. And so that's what I'm going to go for. But if you've stayed with me this long, I mean, congratulations. You're a baller. And I wish you luck in all of your future endeavors. Have a good day.